So yeah, it's just boom, boom, clap, wobble, wobble, crash. Yeah, and that's dubstep. Oh hey, what's up? I'm Adam.
And I'm Andrew.
And together we are Splatinum, here bringing you the very first installment of our brand new video blog.
We just had ill.Gates come through town, dropping the ill methodology workshop on us with a special performance at Last Supper Club brought to us by Bass Drop.
Yeah, and he sat down after the workshop and gave us an interview. And here it is. You want to pick him out with some tunes?
Doing it, Adam?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
Splatinum? Doing great, man. Doing great. Fucking just kicking it. Just work some shop. Get my splat on, you know, life is good.
So, in case you don't immediately recognize him, this here is ill.Gates, also known as the Fat Conductor.
Also known as Sir Illiam B. Gates III, Esquire.
And as he was saying, he just got done here in Seattle doing a workshop as part of the ill methodology tour. Would you like to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, just trying to give people the lowdown that you can only really get from professional musicians. I mean, if you go read a bunch of music magazines or go to audio school, you're not really going to get the skills and tools that you need to just kind of relax and write music. They just focus on all the nerdy details and all the gear you need to buy and all that shit, but you don't really need any of that shit. You just need to have passion and time and fucking put your heart into it and go for it. So just trying to save people a bit of trouble, help build the community, and it just creates a culture of abundance. When you got a ton of producers in a city, more and more people get into it. They all got homies and brothers and sisters, and everybody becomes a part of it, and then there's lots of work for everyone, so it's win-win-win.
The whole ill methodology is not only just the workshops, but it's also
there's a new album. There's a new album. There's going to be a free live mix, which is for all the fans. That's like 80 minutes. So I recorded it in Vienna in January. Sounds like an ill.Gates set. And then there's 3 support EPs, which are coming out on Moody Music. One that's all bangers, one that's all festively mid-tempo stuff, and then one that's all down-tempo, experimental, kind of nook and cranny stuff. So those are all going to come out one a month, and then a 12-week online course. It's just like fucking ninja boot camp.
So you're being from Canada, like what are some other Canadian artists that people down here in the States or even people who are watching all over the world?
The big story about Canada this year was the straight dubstep takeover that happened from Kelowna. Excision, Datsik, Downlink, all those guys, Rotten Recordings, EX7, just took shit over this year. I mean, I was playing in Australia, and this promoter was like, "Oh yeah, Excision was here last week. He bought you a drink. Here you go." And then there's all kinds of glitch hop, like the glitch hop forum guys. They're all Canadian, just down the way in Vancouver. But yeah, Dewey Decibel, Alicia, Glitchy and Scratchy, Jay Wicked, that whole crew. They're blowing it up really hard right now. Tons and of Canadians just straight fucking shit up all over the place. I mean, we don't really wave a flag everywhere we go, or else you end up like, the biggest review I got from Autopilot was in like Mixmag or IDJ or something, and they spent half the time like dissing Bryan Adams, and then they were like, by the way, buy this record, maple syrup and mousses or something. It's just like, what? Like,
your compositions have always struck me as just having a very clean sound. Everything has its place, but I wouldn't at all call them minimal. So has this been like an overall refining of like a larger kind of crazier sound?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of my tracks were really nutted out for the longest time. I mean, the first ill.Gates track ever is going to get released on this EP next week. It's called Cut Copy Paste, and it's me and Stefan Vera and Cybag. And it's just so tweaky, it's really epic arrangement, all these different sections, I rap in it, and there's it's just a total constantly evolving, melting, crazy psychedelic thing, which is cool, but it also took a month and a half to make. So, I'm much more in and out, tuning to day style now, just what are the most fundamental problems? How can I solve them as quickly as possible? Just just keep it to the point, keep it danceable. I mean, just getting the workflow down, especially in the last 5 years, that was really when I got the workflow down. It was actually, strangely enough, teaching. I learned a lot about writing music and actually helped refine my own sound through teaching, because when you explain things to people, you have to know what you're talking about. And before that, I was just operating on pure instinct, you know, whereas now I've invited, you know, my analytical, rational side of back to the party after being like, get out of here, stop ruining everything. And now I've kind of unified the two halves of my brain, and I feel it's a much stronger product now.
Awesome. So aside from trying to catch you at one of your methodology workshops, or now the whole 12-week course that's going to be going on, what would be your number one tip to any up-and-coming producers?
Just don't stress yourself out about it. Don't get in your own way. You know, make a real commitment to yourself to do it. So you put the time in. You don't just go out partying with your friends or smoke weed and watch fucking Entourage all day or whatever. Like, you need to feel like you're late. You need to feel like, you know, there's never enough, right? You know, don't hesitate. That's the main thing. Like, you know, so many people, they get all fucked up. Like, oh, am I doing this wrong? You know what I mean? Yeah, you know, there's a right and wrong answer if you're in a nuclear submarine or doing brain surgery, but if you're producing music, you're just not gonna hurt anybody. You know, like a lot of the, you know, those old Screamin' Benga records, they didn't really even know what they were doing back then. I mean, they got it together now, but a lot of those old dubstep records, they were just different. And that was really all they had going for them. And now those guys are blowing it up, and they got their game together post that. But, you know, not being afraid to be different, not being afraid to be unique, that's what got them their fan base, and that's what makes them pioneers and not fighters.
All right, awesome, and thanks so much for talking to us.
Thank you.
What's the best way people can get connected with you? And
Facebook.com/ill.Gates music if you want to go back and forth. You know, that's where most people, like, I reply to the fan letters there, and it's a much more two-way relationship. But if you just want to get the lowdown on me and the ill methodology and whatnot, just go to ill.Gates.com.
For sure, man. Okay, well, appreciate it again, and it's always a pleasure.
Lots of love, man. Splatinum!